You studied for 10 years. You saved hundreds of lives, but now you can barely save your own bank account. Your name? Dr. John. Anesthesiology specialist. Student loan debt, $287,000. Divorce, burnout, and 2 months behind on the rent for your practice. And the question that echoes in your mind, how did I get here? Marcus Aurelius would say, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This video is for you, doctor or nurse, who can't stand living buried under debts, responsibilities, and expectations that were never yours to begin with. Let's look at this through the eyes of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that survived time because it works. Today we'll show you how Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius can become your allies in the journey of healing, not others, but yourself. Being a doctor has always been sold as a safe path, but no one warned you that the US healthcare system can swallow you whole, that working 60 hours a week and still owing $500,000 is not security, it's a prison. Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Maybe you need to dare to stop, to reflect, to begin again. That is not failure, it is stoic courage. Dr. Jason, 43, cardiologist, 3 cars, a house in a gated community, kids in private schools, but no time to watch his children grow, and over $80,000 in credit card debt. Jason believed that money meant freedom until he realized he was working as a slave to his own lifestyle. He woke up after a nervous breakdown, and in Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, he found a new way to see success. The true measure of wealth is how much you can live without. Marcus Aurelius. Epictetus was a slave, yet he taught emperors. Why? Because he knew something many doctors don't. You can't control the healthcare system, but you can control your mind, your choices, your spending. Start small, cancel the unnecessary, sell what you don't use, build a simple spreadsheet for income and expenses. Relearn to say no. It may seem small, but this is what rebuilds a life. Dr. Emily was a gynecologist in New York. She worked 6 days a week. She was exhausted, in debt, lonely. One day she left it all and went to work at a community clinic in North Carolina, earning less, but living with more purpose. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony, adapted from Stoic principles. She didn't become rich, but she paid off her debts, and she sleeps peacefully again. Here are some practical Stoic actions. Control your desires, not your status. Frugality is strength, not weakness. Practice memento mori. Remember, life is short. Don't waste it paying interest. Do a financial fast. 1 month without unnecessary purchases. Daily Stoic journaling. Write down, what did I control today? What didn't I control? Seneca said, while we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away. If you've come this far, it means you still believe you can change. And you can. Stoicism isn't about accepting suffering. It's about facing pain with dignity and acting with reason. Debt is not your end. It's just part of the story. And you can still write the next chapter. Because as Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Most people look at a doctor and see success, but they don't see the constant pressure, the fear of making mistakes, the sleepless nights, and above all, the weight of carrying the illusion that just because you earn well, everything is under control. But it isn't. Many doctors spend to anesthetize what they can't face. Cars, expensive dinners, trips that are more escape than rest. Do you know what Epictetus would say about that? The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. You don't need to look okay. You need to be okay. Even if that means saying, I can't, or that doesn't make sense for me right now. There's also Dr. Kevin, orthopedic surgeon, 51 years old, never took a vacation, always worked double shifts, got deceived by a partner and lost everything in a bad investment. Worse, pride kept him from asking for help, until the day he had a heart attack in his own office. He survived, but he never went back to being the same. Today he lives in a smaller house, drives a used car and goes to therapy. He says he wouldn't trade his current peace for the money he had before, and he often repeats a phrase he read from Seneca, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." So breathe. Maybe you're suffering in advance, afraid of losing a status that no longer brings you joy. Don't confuse wealth with stability, and don't confuse stability with happiness. True wealth is mental space. It's not jumping out of bed because of a bank notification. It's knowing you can stop, rethink, restart, and still be a good doctor, a whole human being. Another important Stoic principle: amor fati, love your fate, accept life as it is now, and use it as raw material to build something better. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Receive without pride, let go without attachment." Did you lose money, lose a clinic? You are not that loss. You are what you choose to do about it. And action is all we have, not tomorrow, today. So what can you do right now? Maybe it's reviewing your finances with brutal honesty, asking for professional help, moving to a different city, selling what no longer represents you, or simply resting. You don't need to have all the answers today. You just need to ask the right question. What is within my control today? And if you're listening to this and feel something awakening inside you, welcome back. You are not alone. Here's a hard truth. No one tells you. The system needs you to stay tired, in debt, and too busy to question. If you stop, they lose. If you wake up, you are free. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Maybe you don't need to change your profession, but you do need to change your perspective. You are more than your medical license. You are more than your bank balance. I knew a doctor who started making videos explaining medicine simply on YouTube. It was just a hobby. Today, she makes a living from it, with more time for herself and no night shifts. Medicine is still with her, but in a different way. She rediscovered purpose outside the operating room. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself. He never imagined the whole world would read his thoughts centuries later. He wrote to remember who he was, and to not lose himself in power, in routine, in chaos. Do the same. Before bed, write down what you controlled today, where you failed, what you learned. This simple habit can change how you handle everything, including money. And when shame knocks on your door, remember this. Shame is what the world puts on you. Responsibility is what you choose to carry. That's what separates the defeated doctor from the reborn doctor. If you've come this far, it's because something in you still believes, still resists, and wants more than just to survive. You want to live with clarity. You want to recover the joy of practicing medicine and of living free. So take a deep breath. No matter the size of your debt, your guilt, your exhaustion, you are still here, and that's all you need for today. If this video resonated with you, if you want to learn how to apply Stoic principles to your financial life, if you want to find peace, even if you're not rich yet, subscribe to the channel Stoicism, about money for more Stoic wisdom and a life of financial peace.